What is the best loophole that you've ever found? I didn't find this loophole, but my friend did. A few years back, an online store had this promotion where whoever spent the most money over a month would get free round-trip airplane tickets to anywhere in the world. My friend, who's a fucking genius, found that one thing you could buy on the site was a gift certificate. So he bought a $25 gift certificate and kept spending it on another $25 gift certificate. So he ended up spending $25 on round-trip tickets to Australia. My brother once yelled last one to jump in the pool is gay, and then jumped into the pool. However, I figured out that if I did not jump in then technically he would be the last one in the pool, and he is still gay to this day. I used to work at Papa John's to pay my way through college. There was a contest we had where, if you got someone to upsize their pizza from like a medium to a large for an extra $2, you got points towards movie tickets. When I was in high school I applied for a summer job with the county. As part of the unbiased application process, each applicant was asked to take an intelligence test. The test consisted of about 80 questions. Each question was 4 or 5 line drawings, and you had to put an X in the box next to the one that didn't belong. Pretty easy. I happened to notice, though, that the test paper was 2-part, which is 2 sheets of paper that are attached together back to back with a sheet of carbon paper in between. I could peel the sheets apart and look inside. The second sheet just had a bunch of boxes printed on it, and I could see from the first few questions that I'd answered that the X's I'd marked ended up in the printed boxes on the second sheet thanks to the carbon paper. So, I did all of the questions with obvious answers, and if I was unsure, I just peeled the paper apart, noted where the box was printed on the second sheet, and made sure I got it right. Of course, I got 100%. I figure that, if you can cheat on an intelligence test, you're pretty smart. Michigan used to have a law that a minor could not plead guilty to a crime without a lawyer. I found this out by accident when I was 13 and used it 3 more times before I was an adult. What happens is that I as a minor would just plead guilty. They would then give me a sentencing date and let me leave. Then a week or so later I would get a letter stating that it is not legal for me to plead guilty without a lawyer and my case was dismissed or thrown out because of it. I got out of 3 minor in possession tickets that way. My university was trying to encourage people to walk, so if we download a specific health tracker that's connected to our account, it would convert steps into points. The points would get you stuff like free coffee, mugs, discounts for stuff and the most expensive prize, a university hoodie which costs about £30. Now, the health tracking app is pretty basic. It won't let you log your steps manually, however it does let you connect with other health apps. I found a health app that would let me add in the steps and I logged in an equivalent of 50 kilometers a day, and in a few days of logging manually, I would get myself a hoodie or 2, and I didn't get caught. However, I told my friend about it, and he really perfected the method of getting more steps a day, because apparently there was a hidden physical limit to how far a person can walk in a day, but he managed to trick it by setting his height to be 1 centimeter, and because the shorter you are, the more steps you need to take to cover the same distance. In the end he claimed about 10 plus hoodies and he would just get them for anyone who asks. The uni found it suspicious, so he received an email telling that the activity had to stop unless he could provide evidence that he walked that much. Another friend had a different method. You get points just by being friends with them on the university health website. He also found that he could access a list of everyone who had an account in that website. So he made a Python script that would automatically send a request to everyone, earning him points. For a while McDonald's had a promo where, when you walked in, you could scan a quarter code and possibly get free food. However, different locations and different queueouts had different codes. I took pics of as many unique codes I could find, put them all on a handy PDF, and scanned them all using an Android device and an iOS device before lunch. I got free extra value meals regularly. In fact, I still had a couple free ones left over when they stopped the promotion. I'm not sure if they do this anymore, but many years ago, while an employee at Home Goods, the store had this promotion where employees could get these scratch-off cards that reduce the cost of an item by the 1st of May $20 each time they found a price sticker on the floor. Each card had 3 scratch off areas, and the catch was that you could only scratch off one. However, if you used a lamp, you could see which scratch off area was of the 1st of May 20, meaning that you could very easily rack up a $20 gift card for every sticker you found on the floor. The idea was that, if employees collected these fallen stickers, regular nefarious shoppers couldn't stick them on something of far greater value and check out at that price. There were no rules on how many an employee could have, or combine, because most folks who worked at that store were middle-aged women who really couldn't give a fuck, and most of the stuff Home Goods sells is garbage. But then there was me, a starving, broke college kid, who got paid shit, but who worked in the back room unloading trucks, and who also was occasionally tasked with stocking shelves. In short, I was the only person who seemed to give a shit about this promotion, and my bosses, who wanted to show their higher-ups that they were putting the corporate programs into effect, were happy to oblige each sticker I presented with a scratch-off ticket of my own. Now Home Goods, while normally a purveyor of fine garbage, also occasionally has very nice, very high-end housewares on the cheap. Comparatively, these items, like cookware, linens, comforters, etc., are more often than not usually much more expensive than the rest of the store's stock and take a while to sell. For me, the guy who unloaded the trucks, this meant that, when I saw something absurdly nice, I could put it very high up into a loading bay and just let it sit for a while, because the senior citizens I worked with would never go up to get it. At the end of a 4-month summer, I'd amassed about 1,100 in these little gift cards, and with them I bought a full set of all-clad copper core cookware. A new piece came in once a month. A queen-size down comforter, duvet cover and sheets, pillows, nice flatware, plates and glasses, a dozen useful kitchen tools. To this day, 10 years later, I still have all the all-clad, which alone retail for $800, and some of the kitchen tools. All of it for free. A large was simply $2 extra normally anyways. Anyone that ordered a large, I simply put in a medium and upsized it. I won every fucking week. My coworkers didn't notice this obvious loophole, and it didn't cost the customer extra, so I didn't have a problem with this morally gray area. Free movie tickets every week was a huge in college. Back in 2013, Papa John's had a promo for the Super Bowl where, if you called the coin toss correctly, you would get a voucher for a free 1-topping pizza. However, the only control in place was you could only enter the contest 1 time per email address. I created more than 60 emails, half of them calling heads, half tails. 8 free for 6 weeks. Edit. My highest rated comment ever is talking about ripping off Papa John's. Never change Reddit. Yep, I've done similar with various promotions. I own a bunch of domains for work, so I can just create as many emails as I want instantly, which show up as valid business addresses as well. Then when I'm done I just delete them, so I really don't care if they get sold to spam companies or whatever. My high school had a stupid rule that banned you from attending prom if you went to a Saturday detention that semester. I got in trouble and was assigned to Saturday D Hall, but my girlfriend really wanted to go to prom. I just kept skipping it, and they kept adding more, until they rolled it into a day of actual suspension. They had no rule barring you from prom for an out-of-school suspension, so I got a day off, and took my girl to prom. What an odd rule to have. Arbitrary nonsense rules are what high school is all about. My high school had a no facial hair rule, because that's detrimental to learning. The girls can't focus, because of your sinful whiskers. My brother got free parking for pretty much his entire time at university. It was that golden period when the pay parking kiosks were able to accept credit cards, but before they were actually connected, they'd read a card and check it against a locally stored list of band numbers, and once a month the meter maid would download the transactions, process them, and update the blacklist. My brother found that they'd accept those prepaid gift cards if they were backed by Visa or MasterCard, but couldn't check the available balance. So he'd buy one, use the balance up on whatever, then use the card for parking until the end of the month, when it'd get processed, found to not have funds, and banned. Rinse and repeat. Guy saved probably $2,500 over his degree. I can't remember when it happened, but it was years ago. I think it was Nestea or some other canned tea, but if you bought a case of tea then there was a coupon on the box for a free case, except it was on every case, so now you have case #2 and another free case coupon. All the tea could be had.